Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be around the world. Welcome to episode 2 of the False Nine podcast, live on the Athletes Hub, Facebook and Twitter, where we talk all things soccer. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat this week because you have two absolute diehard Manchester United fans who cannot wait to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. My name is Luke Jobson. To my left, right on the screen, or upside down here in Australia, it is Tyler McDonald joining us for the first time. Tyler, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well. How are you, friend?
I'm here. I'm living the dream. It's bright. It's early. It's everything we love to see. Obviously, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we are the Athletes Hub. Chuck us a follow. Chuck us a subscribe if you like our content. I'm sure you guys know what to do. This isn't rocket science. You've been here before. We're going to jump straight into it, mate, because Ollie's at the wheel, Ollie's at the wheel.
Did you get a chance to watch the game? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get through this. I left at halftime. I couldn't finish it.
I don't blame you, mate. It wasn't pretty. A 5-0 loss to Liverpool after a pretty lucky win in Europe earlier in the week. Manchester United have Tottenham, Atalanta away, and then Man City is the next 3 games. At what point, despite what the board is saying, despite what the players are saying, at what point does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer get the sack? Because I think he's got to win at least 2 of the next 3 to hang around, probably until Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, see, when Ollie first took over as caretaker, I wrote an article about how he should become manager, and I'm gonna go back on what I said then because Ollie has just been severely disappointing. There's been moments of promise, and then there's been moments of just absolute failure, and sometimes he just looks lost. Like you said, the midweek lucky win, he started a not the lineup we needed against Atlanta, and he put McTominay and Fred in, and then he goes back in and he plays that same exact lineup against Liverpool, and that is just the icing on the cake. You have players like Pogba and Sancho and Van de Beek sitting on the bench for this big game, and he runs this lineup, and we get absolutely embarrassed in the first half, and I think I'm just really disappointed with the board for not sacking him after that game immediately. I think if you lose to your rivals in that kind of fashion, that you shouldn't be manager the next day. I mean, that I don't think we've ever. As long as I've been a United fan, I've never seen a 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, like, ever. So, like, I don't know if that's ever happened, but like,
we'd have to be diving into the history books for that one, but yeah, it's not pretty. It's really not pretty. It's hard to kind of justify having Ole as manager now. For as much as he can say, "Yep, I'm still the right guy. I'm still the right guy." It's season 3, and there's too many ebbs and flows. There's too many form reversals. That it's already been twice this year that we've seen United have a couple of really good games and then have a scrappy game, and then they'll lose to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. There's too much uncertainty. And last week on the show that you can find on the Athletes Hub YouTube channel, Jono and I were talking about the fact that, look, I said Ronaldo was a good signing.
I agree. I thought Ronaldo was a great signing. It may have been more romantic than it was practical, but I thought it was a good signing.
But the more Jono was talking about it, and he made some incredibly valid points, the more it's like, does essentially what could be a 1-year wonder prevent the development and the growth of the likes of Marcus Rashford, who's now not getting any game time? Does it prevent the growth of Mason Greenwood, who's now shoved out wide instead of playing as a high 9? Does it take a spot away from maybe a McTominay who, for all the crap he just put on him for 60 seconds, is a really good player, but
He can be
hasn't
quality on his
gelled.
day.
Oh, very much so, but he hasn't gelled with the Ronaldo style of play.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one. And yeah, I mean, I'll ask you, Ollie out, who's in?
It's tough. I've been seeing a lot of people, like a lot of fans want Zidane, and there's a lot of fans who want Conte. And I think both of them. I honestly I would take either of them at this point. I think Conte adds a little bit more of tactical stability. Zidane might win the locker room pretty easily because Zidane's regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. But at Real Madrid, he really just had one of the best teams of all time. He just said, "Here's my best lineup. Here's Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Modric." Like he had an incredible lineup. Sergio Ramos. Like to not win games with that team would have been a disaster for him. So I think if United is to sack Ollie, they need to bring in someone like Conte. I don't know if Conte is the right guy because I'm seeing reports like people don't necessarily want that style of play because of Mourinho, and they're feeling like it's going to be just a Mourinho 2.0. But I mean, each week I'm seeing United not have like proper tactics. I don't think we need to play two DMs when we have players like Bruno and Pogba. Pogba should not have been benched for that game. I don't understand why he was benched. Sancho is not getting a run of games like he should. Granted, Greenwood's been playing phenomenal off that right side, which has been kind of preventing Sancho from getting into the side. But you still got to let Sancho get some proper game time in. And then also Donny van de Beek. That's probably my biggest disappointment with Ollie at this point. I've been screaming almost every game to have Donny at least play, and he just game after game just doesn't play him. And if you're going to let players like McTominay and Fred, who can be good and are good players, but are, in my opinion, more squad and depth players than they are starters, if you're going to give them game time, you got to give Donny game time. You got to let him play. You signed him for a reason. You should see what he's made of.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to start. Like, look, we're a family show here at the Athletes Hub. There's no bleep button here, so I'm not gonna go into that one. But we could take that as a nice little segue into the second topic of the show, and that is our EPL early season takes. And for what it's worth, it has been a hectic, an insane first 9 weeks of the Premier League. You've had 2 coaches get dropped. We've had the final, it's happened, takeover of Newcastle United, which has raised more questions than answers. You've got West Ham in the top 6. You've got Brighton in the top 6. Norwich is still yet to win a game. Newcastle, they're struggling. I mean, after 3 weeks, Arsenal were below Norwich, and they're now 3 points outside of a European spot. Like, what have you taken out? What's your surprise package so far from this EPL season?
Oh, the surprise package has to be West Ham and Brighton being in European qualification spots right now. Like the top 3 is no surprise: Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. But I mean, West Ham, honestly, they were playing really well at the end of last season. But Brighton's been a huge surprise. I mean, they're ahead of teams like Spurs, United, Everton, Leicester, Arsenal, Wolves, even Aston Villa, who they may have lost. Who did Aston? Jack Grealish. Even though they lost Jack Grealish, they're still a quality side. But honestly, I mean, I haven't watched any Brighton games this season, so I can't really speak on their style of play. But just like the fact that they're getting results for a side that's likely projected to be a mid-table to lower mid-table side is phenomenal for them.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, Pascal Gross has been fantastic. Ben Dunk's been great for them at the back. Who's that keeper? Sanchez. Sanchez has been lights out between the sticks, and it's that. Yeah, like you said, they're a really solid mid to lower mid table sort of side.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't project them for relegation, but like here they are overperforming by far.
Oh yeah. Only the 2 losses to date. The only teams with less defeats are Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, who are yet to lose. And West Ham currently in qualification for a Champions League spot. Wouldn't that be a sight, seeing
Yeah.
Champions League football in London next year?
Do you think they'll hold a European spot by
No.
the end of the season? No. No. That'd be incredible. That'd be incredible.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love to see someone that's not the big six in European football.
I mean, I think we're going to. Arsenal, Man United, and Spurs are all underperforming this season. It's not going to shock me if we see West Ham finish in the top 6. It's not going to shock me if Leicester or Everton finish in the top 6. I mean, it's not. It will shock me if Spurs, Man United, and Arsenal, all 3 don't make top 6, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
I'd love to see Everton get in from the prospect and the perspective of just how good they've been this year with the signings they had. They got Townsend on a free. Demarai Gray was a $1.5 million transfer, I think. And they have been 2 of their best, if not their best players this year. Richarlison has had his moments, but has been injured. DCL was lights out early in the year, got hurt. But Demarai Gray and Andreas Townsend have been just fantastic for them. So from that perspective, I'd love to see them get in. I wouldn't be surprised. And call this a hot take. I would not be surprised if Arsenal somehow found a way to get in that top 6.
Based on how they're playing now and the direction in which United and Tottenham are trending, I agree with you. And it's crazy to me how far apart Arsenal was from getting there at the beginning of this season. Their start to the season was shambolic. Like they look like they were destined for one of the worst seasons in their history at the beginning of this season.
Yeah,
but
very, very much so.
But they're starting to scrape results together, and it might be a start of a turn of a tide now. I don't know. I would hate to see it. I'll be honest with you, I'll hate to see it. But
you're not wrong, but outside of the top 4, they've had the best last 5 games. Only City, Liverpool, and Chelsea have had better. They're running into some form. Even Wolves winning 3 of their last 4, undefeated last 4. Palace, granted they're down the bottom, but Palace undefeated in their last 4. Looking at the bottom of the table, you got Norwich, who I think we all just agree forget about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Newcastle and Burnley are currently in the relegation zone, a game back from Leeds United. Then you got that little cluster of Southampton, Palace, Villas hanging around there. They're all within 2 games of the relegation zone. That's probably going to be the battle there. Those 6 teams. Who goes down with Norwich?
it'd be a shame to not see what Newcastle's going to do next season with the financial takeover if they're not in the Prem. So I'd love to see Newcastle stay above. I think they will. I think Newcastle will find a way to finish somewhere in the 16th, 15 range. I think Burnley will go down. I think Burnley's had they've been in the they didn't just come up. They've been in the Prem for a little bit.
I've been around for 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah, so I feel like there's always like one or 2 teams that are newly promoted teams that usually stay up, and I think Brentford is going to stay up. I don't think Brentford's going to go down. I think Southampton might go down this year as well. Burnley and I'm going to call Burnley and Southampton as my other 2 with Norwich.
Ooh.
I just don't see Leeds going down. I feel like Leeds is going to find a way to stay afloat.
I mean, quite possibly. The Huddersfield fans would be pissing themselves laughing if Leeds end up doing that.
That would be something. Didn't Leeds finish what? Like they finished top 10 last year, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was 8th.
8th, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So,
it'd be a big turn of events if they went down, I think. I
Oh
think
yeah,
Southampton's kind of been trending in that direction for their last few years, so it would not surprise me.
we'll see. We'll see how he goes. I'm still waiting for another Watford coach to be sacked. Honestly, that's an absolute basket case. The fact that Watford seemingly, no matter what the result is, go through every year and sack their manager.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Watford has been such an interesting team to look at over the last few years.
Interesting is not the word I would have used, but hey, more power to you. On the topic of interesting, Koeman out. It was going to happen at some point. No coach that brings Martin Brathwaite to Barcelona deserves to be the manager. There's nothing against Brathwaite, but come on. Come on now.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, the very active rumors at the moment is that Xavi is next in line. He's been doing wonders for his club in Saudi Arabia, and apparently, as we speak, he's on a private jet to Barcelona to see the powers that be. Hot takes for anyone who's out there. You heard it here first. Xavi is on the plane. It had to happen. It really had to happen. Barcelona have looked a shell of themselves. Yes, I know their finances. It meant they lost Messi, and we said it last week: no Messi, no title. But that last week was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, it doesn't matter if the finances aren't there. If you're a club like Barcelona, I mean, same goes for a club like Man United. If you're a club that big, that stature, the results got to come, and your academy's got to be helping out too. Like, let's not pretend Barcelona didn't have a fantastic academy. They had Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. I believe Puyol came through the academy. Like, they had so many quality players back in the day coming through their academy, and now what do they have coming out? Like, they don't, like, we haven't heard anybody. Ansu Fati, I don't know if he came through their academy, but he's like one of their young players right now, one of their young stars. He's wearing the 10 now, but there's not a lot of players that I've been hearing about at Barcelona that are jumping off the page in terms of youth development.
Yeah, exactly, and it's something that should have been coming for months. I'm currently now going through the ESPN article written by Graham Hunter, and yeah, I mean, it all started in April, really. They took 1 point from their last 3 home games. They lost by 3 points last year. So, I mean, you win one of those home games and you're pretty well there. Senior players around Barca last April were saying that they didn't think that this version of Barca, this version of Koeman was gonna win a La Liga title. Sure enough, it didn't. But I don't know. I think if they'd done it at the end of the season, Koeman might have been able just to walk away and be like, "Yep, okay, no worries, whatever." But now Barca have fired him. They've got to pay him out, and this is coming at a time where they absolutely need the change in manager. But
they need every single cent they can get.
Like, they had senior players basically take a 50% pay cut just so they could register everyone that they needed to start the season hours before.
Yeah.
Game day 1 this year.
I mean, the way the whole Messi situation was handled was just terrible, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's going to take a lot, honestly, for Barcelona to kind of get back financially where they were. We're gonna see something we haven't seen in a long time. I've never seen, and that's going to be Barcelona struggling to come back to dominance. I think Barcelona is going to be a good 3 to 4 years before they're back on top. Like, I think Real Madrid's going to win that league. I think Atletico is going to be really competitive. I think they'll find a way to be competitive by the end of the season, but I don't think we're going to see the same Barcelona that was just giving out 5-0 results to every team that wasn't a top 5 La Liga team.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. You got They're currently ninth. Wow, they're ninth. Didn't realize they were going that badly. Ninth on the La Liga table, 9 points behind Real Sociedad, who currently are
9
top.
points behind Real Sociedad. Wow.
6 points behind second. Granted, Sociedad have a game, are a game up, but even if they win, that's 6 points behind the leaders. You got Real Madrid in second, Sevilla in third, Real Betis in fourth, Rayo Vallecano, who typically are cellar dwellers, are in fifth, with then Atletico and who was that? Osasuna, who only just came up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes to show the state that Barcelona is in. Hearing all those teams above them, like I know it's early in the season, they'll probably finish above those teams, but just the fact that it's even happening right now.
Yeah. It's again, over a quarter of the way through La Liga, and they're struggling.
I mean, Barcelona was the golden standard like 5-6 years ago. They were the team that you wanted to be. You wanted to be like Barcelona.
Team you wanted to be, the team you had to be.
Yeah. How the mighty have fallen.
Oh, Shabby, my friend, you have a lot of work to do if you think that. Oh.
Do you think he'll succeed there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Shabby.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. Like, he's got a great football mind.
You need a great football mind. You need an attacking mindset, and he has both. I haven't seen a lot of it as a coach, but a first-time manager goes to Saudi Arabia and just absolutely wipes the floor with everyone. Saudi Arabia, while it's not the greatest league, is stupidly competitive.
Yeah.
If he can go to Saudi Arabia and do that, I think he brings the exact same tactics over to Spain.
Hey, we'll see if it works too. I mean, I'm rooting for him. I love Xavi. I love him.
Shame we don't love Oli, but who knows?
I love him as a player. He will always live in my heart as a player.
All right, I'll give you that. Last topic, and I'll straight up say it shouldn't feel like this needs to be a topic, but it's just so unspoken about. And the fact that, Josh Cavallo, who plays in the A-League, plays for Adelaide United, came out as gay yesterday morning, local time, or 2 days ago, local time. Yeah, it shouldn't need to be a topic. Fact of the matter is that, no one should have to feel like they need to come out and hope that they are accepted because of who they sleep with. But, that's the case. It happens in football. It happens in the NFL. I can't remember the last time an active NBA player came out with anything since Magic, I think.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one.
But no matter what the stigma is or anything, like, massive credit to him, because footballers, they lead a privileged life, and we as fans get to see what they do every day, and we see the good and the bad. So a big credit to him, to Josh for essentially trying to break that stigma.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you about how it shouldn't have to be news, and at this point it is, because it's the first of it to happen, and I'm hoping for a change in the culture and just in the world in general, because I mean, football is the biggest sport in the world and the most popular by far. So the fact that this is the first active professional player to have come out is really, really shocking to me, because of how many just vast numbers there are. Like, that just goes to show how many feel the need to keep that information private, or just feel the need to like hide that part of their lives. And I want there to be a world where people don't have to feel the need to like talk about it all the time and feel comfortable just being who they are, and people accepting that regardless of whatever, you know? So completely agree with you at that point. Super happy for him that he was able to come out and had this like very warm, welcoming atmosphere. So I'm very, very happy for him and super proud of him for being the first to do it. But I'm hoping for a world where this doesn't have to be news.
Yeah, exactly. And the club has been super great around it. The Aussie football community jumped on it. You've seen tweets come out all over. Clubs across Europe, clubs across the world, players like Zlatan have all come out tweeting messages of support. And, the soccer fraternity has been insane. In their just incredible response to it. So to the whole soccer world, well done. You've shown everyone how to handle it. There shouldn't be a need to handle it. It should be okay. Great, but unfortunately we're not at the stage in our world yet where people readily accept that, and it's taken, for lack of a better term, a player from a lesser league to do it. To get the ball rolling, but hopefully from there.
Yeah, hopefully we see some bigger names, some more prominent kind of figures come out, and that would like really kind of make people feel more comfortable.
Yeah, like this isn't something that should have to be hidden.
Yeah,
who cares? Who cares?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
But I mean, look, just credit to him, because I know it's still a touchy subject for some people. And it is a hard one to navigate, in the sense of, it's still a very taboo topic in locker room, not professional locker rooms. But with everything that's going on in the world right now, it's great to see. It's great to see everyone get behind Josh, and I'm sure he'll come back and play this season for Adelaide United and just absolutely smash it. Got no doubt whatsoever. But that will do it. Episode 2 done and dusted for the False 9 podcast. Tyler, you're back with us next week, aren't you? Surely? I
should be there. I'm not busy next week, so should be there.
You can lock it in 4 p.m. Eastern time on the US coast next Thursday. That's the right way. Here's Tyler McDonald. I am Luke Jobson. Thank you for watching. We will catch you guys next time.